Well, I was thinking about someone today. I cannot even tell you where it was. Some room a long time ago. Glasses on tables. People standing in little clusters, talking the way people talk in rooms like that. A little too loud, a little too quick. Everyone doing something. Not doing something exactly. Everyone making sure they were seen doing it. And there was this one person off to the side somewhere, saying very little. A sentence here, a sentence there. Nothing more than that. Now, here is what I noticed. I noticed it without noticing it really. The way you notice something and only catch yourself with it later, you know. People kept turning toward this person. Not because anything was happening. Nothing was happening. No one was performing anything. And yet, every few minutes, someone's attention would just drift over, rest there a moment, and move on. I did not think about it again. Not that night anyway. It was later, lying there, that I went back to it. Why that person? Out of an entire room full of people working hard to be noticed. Why did the room keep returning on its own to the one person who was not asking it to? I did not have an answer, but I kept the question. And then a little while after that, I met someone else. Different room. Doesn't matter where. But this one walked in already going. Already on, you know. Big handshake. Too big, really, the kind that has been practiced. A joke ready before anyone had even said anything worth joking about. And he kept checking. Eyes moving around the room while he talked to you. Checking if it was landing. Checking if people were watching it land. And the strange thing is, he was not unlikable. Not at all. If you sat with him for 10 minutes, you would probably enjoy it. That is not what I'm getting at. What I am getting at is, on paper, this man had every reason not to do any of that. Accomplished. Good at what he did. Genuinely good. And yet, it reminded me of something. Just a flash of it. My father spent his life on a stage, real opera, and I grew up watching men become someone else completely for 2 hours, and then step off and simply be tired men again. I knew that difference young, a performance, and then a person. This man in the room? There was no stage for him, no curtain. He just never came down. Nobody said anything about it. Nobody would. But the whole room could feel it somehow, without anyone naming it. Something was being run the whole time, even when nothing was being asked of him at all. Now, I keep coming back to these two, the one in the first room and the one in the second. Because for a long time I thought, well, maybe it is just two different kinds of people. Some people are quiet, some people are loud. That is all. But that is not it. I do not think that is it at all. Because, here is the question. What if the thing we call confidence is not something a person has more of, or less of? What if it is not a quantity at all? What if, and I mean this literally, what if it is not something added, but something missing? Let me say it another way. The man in the second room, he was not short on certainty. If anything, he had too much of it on display. So why did the room trust him less, not more? And the answer I kept arriving at, the only one that fit, is this. The more a man works to be seen as certain, the more that work is itself the proof that he is not. The performing is not separate from the doubt. The performing is the doubt. It is the doubt wearing a different coat. Let me put it this way. A man standing under an honest light casts a shadow exactly his size. No more, no less. But if that man leans in, just slightly, toward the lamp, wanting to be seen a little better, his shadow grows, stretches past him, larger than he is, and everyone in the room can see that shadow stretching. Nobody says anything. Nobody could even tell you what they noticed, but something in them trusts the shadow a little less than they trust the man. To be honest with you, I have lived this, not in a room full of strangers, on a set, television, 1966, the Green Hornet. I played Cato, the driver, the one who stands slightly behind, you understand, supporting. The camera, most of the time, was pointed somewhere else. And, well, I will say it plainly, because there is no point saying it any other way. Early on, there was a period where I did exactly what that man in the second room did. Smaller, maybe. But the same thing. A scene would call for a certain amount, a certain speed, a certain economy. And I would give a little more than that. Not because the scene needed it, because I needed it to be seen. A movement held one beat longer than it should have been. A look that lingered just slightly past where the moment ended. Small things, almost nothing really, but aimed. Every one of them aimed. Nobody said anything to me about it, of course not. But I knew even while I was doing it in some part of me. I knew exactly what I was doing and why. And then, I am not sure I can tell you exactly when or why it changed, but at some point I simply stopped, did the work, the actual work the scene called for, nothing added, nothing held longer than it needed to be held. And here is the thing, you see. Here is the thing I did not expect. People started watching more, not less. Crew members, between takes, just standing there, watching. Other actors, paying a kind of attention they had not paid before. Nobody said why. I do not think anybody could have said why, even if you had asked them directly. I had stopped asking to be seen. And that was when people actually started looking. So that is the thing, isn't it? That is the whole thing. What people call confidence, I do not think it is something a man builds. I think it is what is left over after something else is gone, after the need for the room to agree with him is gone. That is all it is. Nothing added. Something missing, and what is missing is the need. Once that need is gone, there is nothing left to manage, nothing left to check, no part of him watching to see if it landed, because there is nothing riding on whether it lands. And now I want to be careful here, because there is a place this gets confused. People hear the need to be seen is gone, and they think, well, that sounds like arrogance. The man who does not care what anyone thinks. But that is not it. That is not it at all. Arrogance is not the absence of that need. Arrogance is that need turned up, louder. A man leaning even further into the lamp, so far in now that he has convinced even himself the shadow is the real size. Arrogance is still asking the room a question. It is just asking it more forcefully and pretending it already knows the answer. The settled man is not doing that. He is not leaning anywhere. He is not asking anything. He is simply standing where he is standing. And his shadow is exactly his size. That is the whole of it, you see. The room cannot tell you why it trusts that shadow. Nobody could explain it if you asked them directly, but something in a room always knows the difference between a shadow a man is casting and a shadow a man is performing. Definitely, definitely. And the strange part, the part that takes people by surprise, is that it does not arrive slowly. The moment that need is gone, the room feels it immediately, because there is nothing left to evaluate, only a man standing there, exactly his size. So, I think about that person again, the one from the first room, the one I could not place, could not even tell you now where it was or what they looked like, really. I do not think about them often, but sometimes, late, like this, they come back, and I understand it now. I think I do. They were not doing anything. That was the whole of it. Not holding anything up, not checking anything, not leaning toward anything. Just there, the way a chair is there, the way a window is there. And the room kept turning toward them anyway, on its own, without being asked. I wonder what that would feel like, to walk into a room, any room, and have absolutely nothing riding on it, nothing to prove, nothing to manage, no part of you somewhere in the back checking whether it is landing, just walking in, the way you would walk into a room in your own house. Nothing performed, nothing held back either. That is the part people miss. It is not holding back. It is just not reaching for anything. I think that is rarer than people know, rarer than confidence even. The word, the way people use it. I do not know if I have ever fully had that, not all the way. Maybe nobody does, not all the way. But I think I felt the edge of it once or twice. and I have not stopped thinking about what was on the other side of that edge.